Hello and welcome to Let's Link Up. My name is Nimi Bello, founder here at Lincoln Power. Today I'm so excited for our special guest, Florence Fasan, author, speaker, designer. The list goes, should I continue? Or let me just allow her to introduce herself. Y'all, listen, before we even get into it, this is my big sis. You know, we go back. So I'm so excited to have her today as my guest. Welcome, sis.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Lovely to be on this beautiful platform with you.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So before we get into, our normal conversation, I know you personally,
yes.
but our audience that are watching from all over the globe need to know how awesome and amazing you are.
Oh, wow. I'm flattered. Okay. I'm Dr. Florence Fasan.
Yes.
I'm an author. The people call me a serial entrepreneur, and I had to own it at one point in time because initially I was in denial. I wear a lot of hats. Again, as I said, I'm an author. I own my own shoe line called Mode Shoes. I'm also a self-published author, so I have my own publishing company, which I now publish people's books.
Wow.
I ghostwrite for people. What else? I own a business called My Classic Cocktails. Ooh. We serve at special locations for people. I'm a wife, mother, friend, and I also actually do have an IT job. So I wear a lot of hats.
You do it all. She does it all, you guys. And you said author, but you kind of slid that in there. Guys, she's a 5-time author. I mean, the inspiration behind that alone. I'm sitting here and I'm like, wow.
I know.
I'm just very inspired to see a fellow Nigerian woman, like myself, just out here just making strides in different spaces that she's in. But I know before all of these amazing things that you've done, I want to kind of go back really quickly. Tell us the journey of Florence Fasan before you got to who you are today.
Got you. I was talking to somebody. I had a IG live video earlier on today, and I think she kind of, brought out some things that I wasn't even thinking about, because I think in the process of being uncomfortable was what opened up, a lot of who I am, and that being uncomfortable started one fine morning. I got to work, corporate America job, depended on this 9 to 5. And I was told, oh, Florence, today is your last day.
Wow.
Now, the bad part of it is that because I was living on that income, I didn't have any fallback, probably zero savings at this point. And so you can imagine how devastated I was. And my journey into, thinking deep into why was I caught in that moment where all I had was this one income. And I know that I could have done, maybe additional sources of income would have been, better for me. And so the journey of my entrepreneurship, which I don't even know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but it led to me just, pursuing in the pursuit of having, that multiple income.
Yes, very important. I feel like a lot of women watching this are probably in that position right now.
Absolutely.
Talk to us about what it took. I know you said the layoff happened, corporate America, they made a business decision for whatever reason.
Yes.
Talk to us about facing that reality, to even say, you know what, I'm going to get up, I'm going to motivate myself to even continue that journey.
Yes. So first, I definitely mourned the loss because, as I said, I woke up that fine morning. But I didn't waste too much time on that because at the end of the day, I knew crying over spilled milk won't do anything at that point in time. So I jumped right into action. I started thinking, what are the things I could do right now that, can make a difference or can actually give me that additional source of income. Right. So I didn't waste time. That's the honest truth. You just have to, it's a loss, yes, but you have to move on quick because the longer you spend trying to, figure out why or, all those being a victim, it will just delay the process. So yes, I I definitely went through.
It sounds like it was survival mode.
It was,
in
right,
summary.
right there.
Talk about what was that first business and, just getting it out the door, the process, and just saying, okay, you know what? I'm in survival mode. It's time to go on autopilot.
Yes. So my passion is fashion. I've always loved everything fashion. And so when, the idea came to me that, you know what, you could actually have your own style in business. As at that time, it was a little bit difficult to navigate because there were a lot of stylists already out there. So, I kind of started with my family, friends, just to start that initial like a confidence to get that, to get that confidence to actually go out there. So it was, I started Flow Fix Image Consulting, and we just, basically go, for corporate consultation, ensuring that people, styled, present themselves well. So that was my first journey, and then it led me to Miss Elegance, Georgia, where I started to, look into our younger girls. How do we style these younger girls in this generation where, everything they see is just out of order? It's it's been a journey.
I love that, and I love how you started off, with the passion, the passion to purpose, kind of thing, doing some impact work. But let's talk more about Miss Elegance, Georgia. The inspiration behind that, the why behind that. I'm sure our audience is very curious. Why Miss Elegance, Georgia? What made you say, you know what? Our young girls need this, and this is where I can pour into the community as well.
Okay, absolutely. I happen to have 2 daughters, and at that point in time, they were even teenagers. So I know the influence that they see or hear is very powerful. We have most of this. Celebrities that they adore, they are in this point in their life. They really do not care about what they are putting out there.
Correct.
So I saw that as a challenge, and I knew that, I could make a difference by, even if it's one thing at a time, ensuring that they understand that the image they put out there, what they do, what they say, it's something that it's very, important. So that was, I would say that was the drive behind me, going with.
I love that. I know. Thank you so much for having me at the last pageant, guys. I was fortunate enough to be one of the guest judges. So again, thank you for the opportunity.
It was a pleasure.
I know for me, I'm always passionate about pouring back as being a woman who loves to empower not only our community, but also young women. I feel like it's important, especially being a Nigerian American and just kind of having to go through different challenges. My parents wanted specific goals for me. So I feel like seeing a woman like yourself who's like, hey, I'm going to empower these young girls by instilling the values that I got just from my experiences and just saying, you know what, if I can do it, you can do it. So that's what I saw when I was a part of the pageant.
Thank you.
So thank you for that again.
I'm glad you had a good experience.
Absolutely. So let's talk more about, we talked about your involvement in the pageant space, pouring back into the community, going through the transition from corporate and starting your first business. I know you have more businesses, but I want you to kind of talk more about, out of all these businesses that you're doing, what is the common theme that you've noticed?
Purpose.
Okay.
Yes, purpose. And I think that kind of transitions to where I am right now. And why I say purpose is because I found so much pleasure in, or passion in, if it was like the pageant, I like the fact that, you have these young girls, that are excited about the journey. And even, years after, still like, oh, Miss Flo, that feeling of I did something to make a change, to make a difference. Same thing with my mother shoes.
Yes.
They are customized shoes. You have people that need the specific things, the ability to fill that gap, that passion, purpose. Yeah, I think that's.
Do you ever have this narrative, since you do a lot of different things, and you said everything's connected to passion and to purpose specifically, excuse me. Do you ever find yourself, or people say, how do you balance all of these things? You're doing too much. Because I know for me personally, people have told me, oh, you do a lot. You're doing too much.
Wow.
Talk more about that feeling of even hearing those statements. How does that make you feel?
Yes. So initially, I think it got to me because I was like, when somebody says you're doing too much, is it that like you're not adding value? So you kind of now start questioning yourself as well. You're like, okay, what am I doing too much of? Or, but I think it was just for a minute because I was redirected. And I would say it's more like a spiritual thing that just keep going with the direction that you are led to. And I didn't waste too much time, pondering about that.
I feel like there's a self-acceptance piece.
Absolutely.
And allowing yourself the permission to evolve. How has Florence Fasan evolved? Excuse me, Dr. Florence Fasan.
How has she evolved? I'm still evolving. That's the beauty of it all. My newest book, The Intentional Woman, I'm sorry I have to bring it up.
Yes,
I know you're going in.
She's already jumped already. I was going to get to that, but you know what?
Yes.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Because you said evolve.
Yes.
One of the things that brought that book to life was in my search for being better, for evolving, like really creating that better version of Florence Fasan that I want to be. And in that journey was when I, learned so much that I felt I needed to share with the world. I don't want to carry all this information that I've learned. Right. So I'm still evolving, and it's amazing. I also have so many aha moments. I'm like, wow, when I was 20, I thought I've grown, but look at me now. It's, it's a beautiful thing to just see myself become a woman that knows what she wants, very assertive, and, looking at ways to keep being intentional.
Right. Yeah. And I love that. And I know I mentioned earlier in the introduction that she's a 5-time author. So with this Intentional Woman book, what is different about this book compared to the past ones that you've written?
Because I'm evolving. The difference in this book is the experience. Is because the first book I wrote, it was like, okay, you know what, you're writing and enjoying the process. Then you write the second. Then you write the third, and by the time I got to the fifth, it was definite. It was like, okay, Florence, you're an author.
Yes.
You are meant to empower. You are meant to inspire. So it's a different angle,
right.
And then, because now I understand, my first book was this big. My new book is like people's attention are so easily distracted. I wanted to get to the point. So I have a 138 page, which is still a lot for a lot of people, but it was very intentional. It's like direct. So yes, I would say that has changed, over years with me being a writer. So.
Right. No, thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
But before we kind of get more into it, I want you to look into the camera and talk to that little girl that is looking at you right now. I'm like, wow, a 5-time author. I am so inspired by this. Talk to her and just kind of give her some words of encouragement.
Okay, words of encouragement. A lot of things seem to distract people. So you have a lot of things to distract you from where you want to go. Stay focused. If I am an inspiration, stay focused. Don't be distracted by the lot of things that come your way. So that would be what I would say.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. But I don't want you to go yet, guys. So Dr. Florence Fasan is still going to be with us. And we'll be back to talk more about her book, what the future looks like for her, not only as an author and what else she has in store, and how you can also link up and connect with her. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hello, intentional woman, a woman that knows that life is precious and wants to be intentional about everything so that she ensures that she serves her purpose. We're all going to make it into 2022. Let's make it an intentional one. Yes! Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Florence Fasan. My newest book, The Intentional Woman, a book that reinforces that you are on earth for a purpose and you can discover ways to live a meaningful life and serve a purpose. This is a must-read book because you would appreciate that the perfect time is now and you can make a difference. Be intentional. Thank you.
Welcome back to Let's Link Up. Again, we've been here with Dr. Florence Fasan. We've talked about her new book, Intentional Woman, and we've also talked about a little bit about her journey into entrepreneurship. So we're going to be continuing the conversation. So let's get back into linking up with our guest for today. So Intentional Woman, the new book, 5-time author. 10 businesses that she's running. I mean, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, how do you do it all? I'm sure people are wondering the same. So please tell us, how do you do it all?
I think the drive is there for sure, the tenacity, the determination, those character traits that actually help you to, do and be.
Yes.
But I think above it all is the fact that I do these things because I love it. Like,
Yes.
I don't know, maybe passion is going to be a word again I'm bringing up, but I love what I do. So it feels effortless, writing, sharing information, the ability to make a change in the world. It's something that I do not find it like a hard job.
Right.
So that said, I think also I have a good support system. I have a family that understands what I do, and and I pull them along the journey.
That.
So it's not like somebody has been abandoned. Sometimes I take my kids, to join me in this journey. My husband joins me as well. So it's a journey of with the family and then friends. I have good support system. Like
Yes.
you are. So it's a lot of, it's not just me,
It's a community.
It's a community. It's
Yes.
what I'm in, and being able to enjoy that, You know, and as I said, I love what I do.
Absolutely. And I definitely, and I think that's one thing I admire about you is the energy and the passion that she has for everything that she does. And it's kind of like, even though you wear multiple hats, it shows in each and every single one of those things that you do.
Thank you.
We see the passion. If you haven't checked out her Instagram, I'll definitely let her to share the handle so you can see that energeticness that I'm talking about. Really quickly, I want to talk more about the Lincoln Power platform. And I know you've been a very, very avid supporter. Talk to me about what does the Lincoln Power platform mean for you? Shameless plug. I just have to do it.
Okay, so when Nimi came to me about the Lincoln Empower platform, I was very excited because, for one, I knew you can't go wrong with gathering women together. Number one, when you empower a woman, you empower the world.
That's right.
So I saw it as a very good opportunity to connect with women of mindedness. And so far, it's been a beautiful experience because we started with the fellowships.
Yes.
And now it's become a big platform where women can connect.
Yes.
Both business, personal. It's something I'm very proud of that you did, and I'll continue to support the goal. And
Yeah, honestly, your support means so much to us, honestly, because I remember when I started, and you were just so encouraging.
Thank you.
You were so encouraging. There were a lot of people that, tried to dilute the mission and the vision, but every time we have a conversation, you're always like, yes, keep doing it, keep going.
Yes.
And I just want you to know publicly that it made me keep going.
Oh,
in the moments that I wanted to give up and quit, like this lady right here gave me that energy to get my head back into the game.
Wow.
So thank you so much for that, honestly.
I'm honored. Thank you.
Yes, and I'm going to spill the beans for those of you that don't know. She's going on a book tour.
Yes.
I mean, how amazing is that? Like, it sounds so small. She's doing all of these amazing things, but you're now going on a book tour. I'm excited for it because I'll be hosting the one in Atlanta, so I'm excited for that.
Yes.
So talk a little bit more about this book tour.
Absolutely. Again, when you have a book in you and you're able to get that book out, it's important not to leave it on the shelf. And social media is there. It gives us the opportunity to, reach out more than anything. But the actual tour is you going and, sharing the information itself, at the same time being able to hand this book to people that, would definitely use it. So yes, starting with Atlanta, November 28th, and Nimi will be hosting, which is, awesome.
So excited, guys. I'm so excited.
And then Lagos, Nigeria, December 5th, then Abuja, December 7th.
Wow.
There's plans on the way for London.
Oh, okay.
There's
Is this exclusive?
I know. Okay. And then we have, many other virtual tours that we have in mind. And again, the plan is to get that book to as much people that we can.
Absolutely. Globally positioned. Love it.
Yes.
So tell us, how can they even get a way to even link up, to even learn more about your book tour and even the launch and just all of the excitement around the book?
Okay, absolutely. My website will be the one-stop for all, www.florencefasan.com. And I have all the links to all the tour dates and where you can actually get the book. It's already even available on Amazon, so that's awesome. Then my IG at I am Florence Fasan. So
yes, I'm definitely inspired. I know you've been talking to me offline. So you guys hold me accountable. Maybe one day I too will get the inspiration to write my own book.
She has a book in her, for sure.
Just because I'm seeing this amazing lady here doing it. So, I'm definitely inspired by it. And, she's always talking to me about it. So maybe one day. Maybe she'll even be my ghostwriter.
Never say never.
So, yeah. No, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And, again, congratulations on the book. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. But I want to talk more about what's next for you? This book launch, let's just say you've had this launch. The book has been out. You've gone on tour. What does the life after that look like for you?
That look like? It's going to be a continuous process.
Okay.
I say there's one thing I say to people when they say when is enough. As the Lord speaketh.
Yes, I love that.
So, but one thing I know for sure is I think the older I'm becoming, or the older I'm getting, I'm narrowing. I have a narrow vision of, of where I'm going. Initially, it was like everything was just coming. Okay, Florence, do this,
Yes.
and then it's like, okay, I'm centered and focused on where I want to be. So I wrote the book. I'm looking at that opportunity to actually connect that book, and grow people with it. So,
Nice.
probably master classes.
Ooh, I like
yes,
that.
yes. I see so much with my books
Yes.
at this point that I know that it's going to have to reach more people. So that's the direction I'm thinking. But again, as the Lord speaker, I'll do.
And I love that. She said a master class, guys. Let's hold her accountable that she has to host one on the Link Empower platform first.
Okay.
So let's hold her accountable. Let's spam her on social media and make sure that whenever she has this master class, it is being held on the Link Empower platform first.
I will.
So again, I want you to remind people how they can link up and connect with you again.
With me. Okay.
Yes.
The website again is www.florencefasan, FASAN.com, and my IG is @IamFlorenceFasan. Thank you.
Awesome job. Again, guys, we've had an amazing conversation with Dr. Florence Fasan. We've learned a lot about her journey, her passion to purpose, and just even literally finding pain in the struggle, because that's literally what I heard is she was on the struggle bus, just like everybody else goes to a struggle bus, but she did not stay there for long.
Yes.
And I want you guys to look at her as that exemplary woman, because I know there's some women out there who are in that position. They're trying to move, but they're comfortable. I think I heard her talk about being uncomfortable, going for it. Going forward with her purpose, pushing past that pain. So there's a lot that we can learn from her and tap into. So I'm really looking forward to this book being launched. And will you be at our conference?
Oh, yes.
Are you going to be there?
I will be there. I will miss it for anything.
Yes, absolutely. Because she's now a world traveler. She's an author out there on a global mission to drive impact. So I'm very, very excited for the journey ahead. Yes. And I'm just looking forward to everything that God is going to do for you. Because I'm claiming it, I'm manifesting it, that you are going to do great things with this mission and vision that God has given you.
Absolutely.
So again, that little girl out there, what are your final closing remarks?
Okay. Little girl, it's a world full of so many options, but there's a purpose and passion that you can follow. Don't get distracted. Be focused.
I love that. I think this is a good place for us to close. Remember, you can always link up with us at Link Empower on all social platforms. Again, thank you to our special guest, Dr. Florence Fasan. Thank you again so much for doing this.
It's an honor.
Inspired by you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Love this.
For doing this. Again, guys, see you at our next link up. Thank you and have a great day. Bye now.